Hi, this is Rick Bice with Bice Fit Exercises on behalf of Edmonds Park and Recreation. Today we're going to go through a circuit training class. What we'll do is we'll alternate between strength training exercises for the muscles, bones, and connective tissues, and then cardiovascular exercise for the heart, lungs, and circulatory system. What we'll do, it's all timed, so what we'll do is we'll do a minute on an exercise. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll do another minute on the same exercise or something very similar, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. So I'll call all those out as they happen. What you'll need for this exercise program today is a chair over here, maybe some light to medium dumbbells, and some resistance tubing or band. Maybe light or medium, whatever you have on that. With or without handles, doesn't matter on that. We will begin with a warm-up. We will go through the exercises, then we'll finish off with a cool down and then some stretches at the end. This is all at your own pace, so we strive for a minute's worth of work. If you need to take your breaks, quicker than that, or if by the end of the minute you're not tired or fatigued, you could just go straight through that break that we have. So it's all up to you, the kind of resistance you use, whatever works for your body. Make sure your surrounding area is clear, that you've got room to move around, arm's width sort of stuff at least. You have a proper footwear for the floor that you have. If you've got slippery hardwoods, make sure that you're wearing good shoes that aren't going to slip and slide. If you've got thick carpet, making sure that your feet aren't going to get, isn't going to get caught on the carpet or something and trip you up. So just being careful. All right, let's begin. Okay, we're going to start with a warm-up here. So 2 minutes warm-up. I'm going to start with the side step. Just nice and easy. Make sure you got a nice clear area around you. Good arms width, arms width around, all around you. 5 foot by 5 foot if you have. Nice and easy. What we're looking to do is increase the blood flow to the muscles through the joints. Grease up the joints a little bit, cross over a little bit, and add a punch here. Just expand the lungs, get breathing up, get the blood circulating, bringing oxygen and nutrients. Just getting the body ready for activity. Nice and easy, not even going to really break a sweat at all. Let's go to a march here. 3, 2, 1. All right, just nice and easy. You can do what I'm doing, or warm up any way that you like. If you've got machines right there, or a hallway, maybe you've got a stair step, an aerobic step, any of that sort of stuff, whatever works for you. Add some bicep curls. About 40 seconds left. Make sure to pick up those feet if you're on, thick carpet. Don't want to catch your toes or your feet on something as you're moving around. Let's switch to a ladder climb here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Got a march and then a shoulder press here, just like you're climbing up the rungs of a ladder. Palms in, palms forward, whatever works for you. Remember, not very brisk. Just getting the breathing going a little bit, heart rate up more than normal. All right, nice job with the warm-up. First thing I'm going to do is start with your resistance tubing or band. We're looking for a chest fly and a chest press. So I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to alternate between those two. So band or tubing, whatever you have, it's going to go around your back at chest height, right under your armpits, and then you're going to grab the hold of the ends. Whether you have handles or not, probably too long for handles. So if you can take the handles off or not use them, then just grab the sides. what we'll do here is we're going to start with the arms straight. We're going to open up nice and wide and then close. All right. This is the fly, nice and wide and closed. And then what we're going to do is come into a chest press. So in towards the armpits, straight out, and then a fly. Alternate back and forth. In and out, and then open, close. Now, the closer to the ends you hold on to your band or tubing, the easier it's going to be. Less pull on that band. If you walk your hands towards you, away from the ends of the tubing or band, it's going to get tougher. You're going to stretch that band harder. We got about 20 seconds left. So brace in the core, abdominals are tight. Whatever stance gives you good support, you know, feet hip width, shoulder width apart, or one in front of the other. Again, all up to you. And we're just back and forth here. Nice firm grip, dry hands. All right, take a break there. So what I'm talking about with resistance wise is if I hold here, a little easier, a little less pull. If I hold way back here, it's going to get a little tougher. Now I'm really stretching that band out. So all depending on how much resistance you want, especially if you have a tubing or band that's a little on the light side, but you want more than just grabbing in as you're using that. Okay. All right, let's get in position again. Here we're working the pectorals, so the chest muscles, and we're getting front deltoid, which is the front of the shoulder, and then triceps, which is the back of the upper arm. Get a little closer here. So now open and close, and then in and out. So we're getting 2 exercises in one here. Remember to breathe. Always breathing. Don't hold your breath ever. Always breathing. Nice steady pace. Not too fast, not too slow. No momentum. You're always fighting the resistance of that band or tubing. Okay? And nothing else gets involved. No hips involved, right? No swinging the arms or getting any momentum. Not letting this rubber band snap you back, meaning that, you know, it's not going to pull back real fast, right? You're going to resist it. All right, well done. End of that one. So keep your tubing or your band. We're going to do a shoulder blade squeeze, all right? So remember to drink water too. So anytime you're thirsty, you know, make sure you have your water bottle or something right there. Just grab a couple sips. Here, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to work the upper back. So instead of the front, we're working the back. We're going to start palm down, grabbing your tubing or resistance band, all right? If you want, you can do this here. You can wrap around, all right? And we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. What I'm doing is I'm just bringing those elbows back right to about armpit. Or I'm sorry, hands go to armpit, elbows are going backwards behind me, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. I'm just going to hold a second or two at that back end. Hands are going to come apart slightly to get around my body to the outsides below the armpits. And they'll be right on the outside of your chest. And that's where a little bit of pull from that band comes in. The closer your hands are together to start, the more resistance you're going to get on that tubing. If the hands are farther apart, say shoulder width apart especially, you're not going to get as much pull on that band, and it's going to be an easier exercise. So it all depends on how tough you want things. Again, bracing the core, good stance, good posture, standing up tall, breathing. Head and chest are just going to face forward. Head is neutral. We've got about 8 seconds. And really squeeze those shoulder blades together towards your spine at the end. Right here. All right, take a break there. Nice. So we're getting upper back, a little bit of mid-back muscles between the shoulder blades, rear deltoid in the back of the shoulder, and then biceps and the front of the upper arm. Those are our major prime movers. And then abdominals, torso, spinal muscles, all those have to do some work to stabilize you. Again, nothing else moving, no hips, no nothing. It's all in the shoulders and shoulder blades in the arms, okay? All right, in position again. So palms down And then again, you can either grip or you can give a wrap just to kind of help a little bit. Now starting out about chest height, go straight back. Straight back, so we're not going up like this, okay? There's no external rotation of the shoulders. It is straight backwards. Straight backwards, squeezing those shoulder blades together towards the center of your spine. Elbows are going to lead. Good posture. Always breathing. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. This is a great posture exercise. If you have issues with posture, or you're in a position or a job where you're doing a lot of keyboarding or typing, or your phone's in front of you, you know, playing Candy Crush or whatever, make sure that you do some of these exercises to help get rid of that roundedness. Okay. All right. Well done. Nice job. Okay. So get rid of your band. We've got a cardiovascular. We've got a lean back, seated lean back with the knee extension hold. So grab your chair. That's all you need for this one is a chair. Solid chair, you know, something that you can sit on and lean back. Not too tall so that you can keep your feet flat on the ground. All right. So what we're looking at here, I'm going to sit more on the front half of the chair. I don't want to touch my back on the back of the chair. I don't want to sit all the way back. I want my abdominal muscles to do some work. Okay. Whether I lean back or not, I want them to hold me instead of the back of the chair. So I'm going to lean back as far as I feel comfortable. Okay. Engaging those abdominal muscles. And then what I'll do is I'm going to extend one leg, locking out the knee and flexing the thigh muscle, the quadricep here. Hold for a couple seconds and then foot down. If I want, I can take a break and sit up and then lean back, reset myself, straighten, extend that knee and really flex the thigh muscle. And how long you hold is up to you. And then sit upright. Make sure you breathe the whole time. Don't hold your breath at all, right? You can bear down and still breathe. Again, how long you hold is up to you. 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever works for you. And how far you lean back also is up to you. But keep it safe. Make sure you've got one foot on the ground. Make sure that chair isn't going to tilt or slide or anything. All right, take a break there. Okay, so working abdominal muscles, and then we've got quadriceps and a little bit of the hip flexor in the front of the hips are the movers on this one. If you want a little more resistance, just hold a little longer, or if you've got some Velcro ankle cuff weights, that sort of stuff, you could wrap around your ankles, give a little bit more work for the thigh. If you really want, you could try double leg. As you lean back, have both legs out. And then flex. So depending on your balance and your coordination, single leg or double leg if you really feel secure that you can sit in that position. All right, let's try it again. So lean back and then flex that thigh. Toe is going to just point up in the air. Locking that knee and flexing the thigh and also bearing down on the abdominals. Again, make sure you can breathe. Make sure you feel safe and secure. Excellent, looking good there. Got about 25 seconds. Keep it going here. And breathing. Ten seconds. All right, nice job. Okay, so getting rid of the chair, clean up your area. We have a cardiovascular next, so we want some space to move around just like with the warm-up. So making sure your dumbbells, everything's out of the area so that you're nothing to trip over. All right, you can get going right away if you want to, or there's about a 20 more second for the transition. Great time to grab a little water. I'm going to start a little side to side again. A little opposite grab here. All right, we are officially on cardio. 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So cardio set to be a little more brisk than the warm-up, right? We want to get the heart going a little higher. We want your breathing more labored. I want you to be a little faster, a little brisker. I'm going to start, for the first 30 seconds, a little slower, and then I'm going to start winding up a little bit, a little faster. Again, making sure you're lifting your feet, not sliding them, especially if you're on a thicker carpet. I'm going to get the arms up a little higher. So just want to get the heart moving. This is more intense than our warm-up. Throw on some music in the background, something to get you going. All right, I'm going to switch to some forward punching, some toe taps. In 3, 2, 1. And I'm just going to start speeding things up a little bit. Got about 1:15 left. So you can do what I'm doing, or you can do something else. Again, if you've got an aerobic step there, or maybe you're, in a room with a rowing machine or treadmill, or stairs that you want to climb up and down, or a hallway, or you got a jump rope. Maybe you've done martial arts or other dance classes or Zumba, any of those sort of things. Do whatever gets you moving. 50 seconds. I'll switch to a heel tap. 3, 2, 1. And of course, keep breathing like normal. Breathing should be up a little higher. If you want to check yourself out, do the talk test. All right. If you can talk like I'm talking and not be, really out of breath, then you're okay. That's about where you want to be. If you're so out of breath that you can't talk, then probably need to slow it down a little. 15 seconds. Looking good there. Keep it up. All right. Nice job there. Nice job. Okay, so what we need, a couple dumbbells on the smaller side if you have them. If you don't have dumbbells, soup cans can work. Small bags, with items in them, as long as they have a good sturdy handle. What we're going to do is something called an L raise. Think of the letter L. That's a 90 degree. We're going to do a front raise for the shoulder and a side raise for the opposite shoulder. So here's the front raise, and then here's the side raise. Now you can do it alternating like this, or we can do it at the same time. Palms are going to be in, thumbs are kind of the up position. Nice firm grip, dry hands. You don't want these dumbbells, slipping out and landing on your feet or your hardwoods, right? Okay. So we're working that front deltoid and middle deltoid in the shoulder. You're going just about parallel to the floor, maybe a little higher. Slow and controlled. Bracing that core. Abdominals are tight. A nice good wide stance. No hips movement, right? Nothing moving but the shoulders. Elbows are fairly straight. And again, you can, alternate if you want to, especially if if you've only got one dumbbell. So either way. You can also alternate this way. If you want to go back and forth. We'll be doing that second set, at least switching to the other, I'll be switching to the other arm. So if you want to do that, the whole time, instead of trying one side the whole time, it's up to you. All right, take a break there. Grab a sip of water if you need to. Keep moving, even if you're just walking in place a little bit. Let's keep that heart rate elevated somewhat. We got about 18 seconds. So second set, what I'll do is now I'll switch it to this side. Again, you can do that at any time. You don't have to go for the whole minute on one side. And you can also, switch back and forth too. If you really, if you're having an issue with coordination-wise, you could always just do the fronts and just do the sides. All right. So if it's, if you're having a hard time coordinating this sort of stuff, then just do one or the other. All right, let's keep going here. Now I'm on this side. Always breathing. Looking good there. No pain, right? Really no discomfort either. A little bit of burning in the muscles you're using, that's all. That's all we're looking for, some burning in the muscles that goes away when you stop moving. No discomfort, no pain in the shoulders, no pinching, no large popping or anything like that, right? Keep it comfortable, even if that means changing your range of motion. Maybe you're not going as high. Maybe it's a smaller range of motion, or maybe the elbows are bent a little bit. Okay, remember, play around with whatever works for your body. All right, nice job there. Okay, so next one is on the floor. So if you got a yoga mat or something that you want to lay on that's softer than your floor, good time to grab that. So this one is laying on your back with your feet flat and your knees up, the hook lying position. All right. See if I can do this without the mic making a lot of noise. It tends to do that sometimes. All right. Okay, so laying down on your back, hook lying position, knees are up, feet are flat. You have that natural curve in your low spine, your lumbar curve. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate the pelvis backwards to flatten that spine, okay? So if I rotate backwards, can't really see probably, but think about if your hips rotate backwards, if they were a bucket of water, you would have water spilling out the back, all right? So hips rotate backwards, like Michael Jackson doing his hip thrust sort of thing. You're going to hold that position, pushing your low back firmly into the ground, not as hard as you can, but firmly. Hold that position, maybe a couple seconds or 10 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever, and then relax. Then reset, retilt. And as you hold that tilt, you're going to bear down on those abdominals, tighten everything up. Hips are going to stay on the ground. You're not lifting the hips up at all. This is all in the pelvis and the abdominals, low back. And then relax. All right, take a break there. So second set, what we're going to do, I'm going to add a dead bug to it, okay? So we're going to pelvic tilt and hold, and then think about marching. So lifting one leg up and then the other leg, back and forth. And then opposite arm, opposite leg, or same, doesn't matter. Now I'm going to reach up with the arms. Think about a bug on its back. You know, sometimes they're dead with the legs sticking up. And then take a break at any time. Reset that tilt. And then start adding that marching and the arms in. Here we go, second set. Keep it controlled. Feet, only coming up, maybe 6 inches off the ground, not too much. Arms, whatever range of motion feels comfortable. And then take a break whenever you need to. Make sure to breathe and remember to hold your breath. There you go. Keep going. Nice and tight with the abdominals. If you find you're losing that tilt, reset. Take a break and reset it. Especially when you lift that, the foot up or your arm goes back. If it's too hard to hold that pelvic tilt, then just focus on that tilt and maybe just no arms or no legs. We're taking a break. All right, nice job. Okay, up we go. Off the ground. Clear up your space. Getting rid of your mat. Clean up here. Take your time getting up if you need to. Make sure you're not getting any lightheadedness. Just take your time. Hold on to something if you need to. Get your bearings. All right. Whenever you're ready, we're going to do a side squat with a side step. Or I'm sorry, just a squat with a side step. So, taking a seat or a squat, head and chest are going to face forward. Feet are about hip to shoulder width apart. We're going to pretend as if we're sitting down on a chair. So if I take a seat, How low I go is up to me. I can go, until my thighs are parallel to the floor, or I can just do a more shallow squat. Weight shifts to my heels. I stick my butt out. I'm going to hinge forward with my torso here. You'll see my chest and weights over my feet a little more. You might feel like you're going to fall back a little bit. That's okay. Be ready to catch yourself if you lose your balance. Put a chair behind you if you need to for support. Just remember it's there. And how low you go is up to you. So what we'll do also, we'll add a side step. So we're going to squat down, step to the side, squat, step to the side, squat, step to the side. All right, nice and controlled. All right, take a break there. So here we're working thigh muscles, quadriceps in the thighs, gluteus muscles in the rear, abdominals, again torso muscles having to do some support, hamstrings, everything having to play a support role. And then outside of the hips and thighs when we do that step too. Making sure you're breathing right, don't hold your breath at all. Remember to get a sip of water if you need to. All right, let's get in position for a second set. So, nice squat, and step to the side. Again, how low you go is up to you. Keep it comfortable. If you want more work, going a little bit lower on your squats than I'm doing, or holding a dumbbell or kettlebell or bag of flour or something at your chest to add some more weight to your body. A couple dumbbells in your hands. It's all up to you. 30 seconds. Let's go more side here. Really making sure that head and chest are forward, that you're just hinging and leaning over slightly, letting that low back stay straight. And then how deep you go is up to you, depending on how you're feeling. All right, nice job there, well done. Okay, so next we have a cardio, so we can get going right away if you want, or grab a sip of water. All right, I'm gonna start with some toe taps here. Maybe crossing. We got about 18 seconds till the official start. Add some bicep curls in. How fast you go is up to you, remember. If you're looking for music to do with this, something around 124 or 130 beats per minute, around that speed is kind of what you're looking for exercise. All right, I'm gonna switch to my heels here. 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Remember, a little faster. You should be quite warmed up now, so maybe make this your strongest cardio of our three. Really push hard. All right, do a little bit of punching opposites here. 3, 2, 1. Start speeding things up. Make sure you're breathing right. That talk test, remember, say a sentence. My name is Rick. I like to eat baked potatoes on Wednesdays. Something like that. Kind of give you a little test. If it's too easy, if you can sing. If you can start, belting away and singing just fine, without being out of breath, you probably need to work a little harder then. All right, I'm gonna switch to some uppercuts here. 3, 2, 1. Just kind of back and forth. Now, depending on your room that you're in, being careful, especially if you're going backwards. I know what's behind me. I can see on the screen. You may not have that luxury. So just being careful of what's behind you. All right, switch to some marching here. We got about 35 seconds. And we're gonna do some shoulder presses with this. 3, 2, 1. Just straight up in the air, palms forward, military press. 14 seconds. Keep breathing, keep moving. All right, nice job, nice job. Okay, so you're gonna need your chair for this, and then 1 dumbbell. Heavier dumbbell if you got one. This is for arms, for some bicep curls. All right, so sitting on the edge of your chair, nice and wide with the feet, knees apart. We're going to lean forward to where the upper arm above the elbow is going to try to sit a little bit more on the inside of the thigh above the knee, okay? So if I lean forward a little bit, I want my elbow and the upper part right above. I'm going to straighten the elbow, bend all the way, and then straighten. I'm leaning forward over my feet. I've got my other arm for support on my other leg. Just try to lean forward. Keep your head above your heart. But you want to get that elbow right above your elbow, right on the inside of the thigh. You don't want your elbow jabbing into your leg, so try to lean forward far enough to where it's that upper arm, not so much the elbow. And then controlled. If you get going too fast, that elbow is going to lock and that weight's going to really wrench your arm straight against the anchor here, which is your leg. And that's going to be uncomfortable for the arm. Nice and slow on the way down. All the way bent and then all the way straight, but just controlled. All right, take a break. So what I'll do is I'll switch arms this time. You can switch at any time, if you want to do maybe 30 seconds and back and forth or something, or shoot for a whole minute. How many repetitions you do and how heavy that dumbbell is all up to you. Again, slow and controlled so that when that elbow straightens against, the anchor, that where your arm is sitting, it's not going to hyperextend and straighten that elbow too far. Okay, so always controlled. All right, so I'm going to sit more on kind of the corner of the chair. Sometimes that's a little easier. And here we go. Try to get that arm down. Nice and controlled. Nice firm grip. Dry hands. Again, you don't want that dumbbell slipping out. Feet flat on the ground. And of course, making sure that chair is not going to slide. I've got it on this mat here, but if it was just sitting on the felt pads, it could slide back sitting at this angle. So be careful that your chair isn't going to slip on you since you're leaning forward and putting so much weight in this forward position. We got about 13 seconds. Keep going, keep breathing. We're working the biceps muscle, the upper arm, isolating it. Palm is facing up and forward. All right, nice job, well done. Okay, so getting rid of your dumbbell, getting rid of your chair. We just want a nice open space again. This next one, you can do seated if you want, or standing. This is the YTA, so 3 letters. Think of the shape of the letters, the way they look like. So a shoulder exercise, upper back exercise. Y, okay, thumbs are going to be up and back, like on letter Y, and then down. And then T, so thumbs back, palms up, and I'm squeezing those shoulder blades towards the center of my spine. And then A, I'm going to do palms down, thumbs in, and now press straight backwards. Okay, so Y, T, A. about that speed. Y, T, A. Keep it comfortable. Bring those arms back as far as you can. Give a good squeeze on those shoulder blades. Keep it comfortable though, no pain. Now if you want a little bit more resistance, we'll do a bent over version, and I'll show you that second set here. We got about 22 seconds. If you want to hold some small dumbbells, you can, or just doing this with the weight of your arms. We want to be careful when we're externally rotating the shoulders like this, especially the Y and the T part. The A part should be no problem for most people. Okay, so what you can do to make this a little tougher is bent over, and you can do that standing or seated. So if I squat down a little, give myself a good wide stance, then I'm going to hinge forward, bending over. I'm not bowing out or anything, okay? I'm going to keep that low back straight. Now I'm bent forward. I can do that YTA, and I'm pulling against gravity a little harder now. All right, second set here. Let's get going. So either standing up or seated, and then if you add the bent over, it makes it a little tougher. But now that low back especially is going to get some more work, having to hold that position. Your thighs, your hips and glutes are going to work some. And whatever range of motion for your shoulders works for you, keep it comfortable, no pain. Adding a little resistance if you want, some dumbbells or soup cans, fishing weights. And then if you need a break, take a break, stretch out that low back a little bit, and then back in position, hinging forward. T, A. You can also do this prone on your stomach. So if you have a workout bench or one of those large blow-up Swiss balls, laying on your stomach, you can do this too. All right, that's it. That of course makes it a little tougher when you're fully prone against gravity. All right, so last one here, we're going to need your resistance tubing. With or without handles, doesn't matter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on it. You want to step on one side and grab the other. Use the handle or not. What I'm going to do is nice wide stance. I'm going to thrust, rotate, and thrust out. All right. So one set I'll do it facing this way. The second set I'll step with the other leg and do the opposite direction. So the more you grab, the harder it's going to be. The further I step back, the looser it's going to be and the easier it is. So step appropriately and have enough weight on that band so that it's not going to pop out on you. And now I'm just going to lean forward just a little, hinging, and I'm going to shift weight back and forth. Now it goes onto my right leg as I rotate and thrust out. Got about 30 seconds. And I'm doing this with both hands. You could do this with single hand if you wanted to. Try to keep that head and chest facing forward somewhat. You're just hinging forward a little bit. You're not really bent over much. 10 seconds. Just rotate. Hands are going to start kind of around the side handle on your opposite side. Take a break. And then when you rotate and thrust, it's going to be at about chest height or so. So from around close to hip height to chest height, that's kind of the up and down part of the rotation. And then how far you rotate is up to you. If you want to start way back here and rotate even farther, that's up to you. All depends on how much rotation you want, how much range of motion. Pick the right spot on that band to start. Both hands are going to be over, and then as I rotate, I'm going to thrust out. All right, second set here. I switched sides. Again, you can do that at any time or just like I'm doing. So we're getting a little bit of oblique and abdominals. Low back is doing some work. Glutes and hips legs doing a little bit of work too. And then we're getting some good work in the shoulders, a little bit of chest, some upper arm and the triceps. But predominantly some shoulders doing some work. And then obliques, torso, hips. Keep breathing, 20 seconds. Always breathing. And then really extend those arms fully straight in front of you. Head does whatever the chest is doing. A couple seconds left. All right, nice job. Okay, getting rid of your rubber bands. We have our last cardio. So clearing out your space, making sure the chair's out of the way, no dumbbells, all that sort of stuff, no mat. Oops, sorry. This is our last cardio. So again, good time to grab a sip of water, stay hydrated. You should be drinking a little water before class, during, and after. All right, I'm gonna start with some hamstring curls here, some knee curls. Again, you can get going right away. We got about 5 seconds. Okay, 2 minutes and 23 seconds. We got our cardio, and then we'll cool down for a couple minutes. We'll do a little bit of single leg balance work, and then finish off with some stretches. All right, so here I'm just basically side to side, shifting my weight, nice and wide with the feet, bending my knee as far as I can comfortably, as if I'm trying to kick myself in my rear with my heel. And then what I can do, add a little bit of elbow extension, work on the triceps, pretty fast. I can also just do singles. Sometimes that makes it easier, if your legs are doing singles, to have your arms do singles too, especially if you're going at a fast pace. All right, I'm going to switch to a ladder climb here. 3, 2, 1. Nice and high with those knees, high with those hands, good shoulder press. Looking good. We got a minute left. Let's finish strong on this. Keep breathing. Remember that talk test? All right, I'm gonna go to a small march here. 3, 2, 1. A little bicep curl. All right. Little side step here. 3, 2, 1. Arm swing here, about 14 seconds. Keep moving. Nice fast pace still, right? All right, so let's slow it down a little. No more cardio. This is now a cool down. So same movements, same sort of stuff, just slower paced. We're actively trying to lower our heart rate without totally stopping. So keep moving, keep breathing, but now slower. Got about 1:30 left. What we're looking to do is get the heart rate under 100 beats per minute. That's the goal. If you're counting, if you got a Fitbit watch or checking your pulse, under 100 beats per minute is deemed safe to stop moving. Because if we stop moving, when the heart's blasting away, we have large muscles that are pooling a lot of blood because they needed that oxygen and fuel, and so it demanded all that blood, and now it's just sitting there in the muscles, not being shunted away through the rest of the body as quickly as it needs to be. So if we cool down, allows that blood to drain a little bit, get back in the brain especially, where you're not going to get any lightheadedness or dizziness and possible falls, which could happen if your heart's beating away real fast and you decide to just go take a seat on the couch and then stand right back up or something. Could lead to some dizziness and falls. So we just want to go slow. That talk test, I mean, you should be able to sing now, right? Heart rate's getting back down. Should be able to sing okay. 10 seconds. All right, well done. Okay, if you need to cool down longer, keep going. Of course, you can always just pause the video and cool down as you need to. We're going to switch to a little single leg balance. So if you need something to hold on to, grab your chair or stand by a wall or your window sill, whatever. What we're doing, just like it sounds, a single leg balance. Just standing on one foot, okay? Whatever foot you want, and switch back and forth as you need to. I'm going to shoot for a minute, and then we'll do another set of a minute, which I'll do on the other leg myself. If this is too easy for you, swinging your legs around, closing one eye, closing both eyes, bouncing a ball and catching, or throwing up in the air and catching, that sort of stuff will give you more of a challenge. If it's already more challenging than you want, especially safety wise, make sure hold on to something. Maybe you got a hand holding on to something, or just a finger, or you got a toe on the ground, or you have a toe on yourself. So whatever you need to do, even if it's a straddle line here, where you're just sticking to standing on a line, whatever works for you in order to number one, be safe, keep you from a fall, and number two, efficiency. 6 seconds. We're just trying to work your balance, your coordination, proprioception. All right, I'm going to switch legs here. You may find there's one leg that works better than the other, more dominant. For me, my right leg's a little more dominant. Remember, knees not locked. That knee has a little bit of bend in it. But you're going to feel those ankle muscles really, working away and burning. Maybe the toes are trying to grab the ground. You've got a lot of weight on that hip, on those glutes. Full body weight on one leg, so of course they're going to do some work. Torso and spinal muscles doing work. Should not get you breathing up really. This is more just, working the balance and the small intrinsic muscles. About 21 seconds. And do whatever you need to in order to have a safe challenge. Good balance, we're able to catch ourselves. Less falls. Less falls means, less injuries. Whether it's in sports or just, stepping up and down curbs. All right. Nice job here. Okay. So last part of the video, 3 stretches that we'll do. All right. So getting rid of your chair, giving yourself some room again. Heart rate should be, down pretty low. Maybe not resting, but lower than it was, right? All right. So first stretch we're going to do is this one here. So back of the thigh, back of the knee. You're going to kind of squat down. Most of your weight's going to be on your back leg. You're going to dig the heel in on that front leg. And you're going to squat and hinge forward slightly as if you're, digging that heel in and trying to drag it back. Drag your leg back towards your other foot. That's what you're pretending like you're doing. Just stretching out. Nice and gentle. No bouncing, no jerking. All right, we want a static stretch. Good 20-second hold at least here. Let's try the other leg. So again, most of your weight's on that back leg, digging in the heel on that front leg, and you should feel that stretch in the back of the thigh, behind the knee, in that front leg, maybe in your calf or in your rump. Real gentle. Hold on to something if you need to. We're not trying to balance at the same time. This is not a balance exercise. The last thing you want to do is overdo a stretch and end up, pulling something. All right, nice job. Okay, second stretch here we have is for upper and middle back, a little bit of low back. So that pelvic tilt we did laying down, standing up, we can do it also. So what I do is I thrust the pelvis forward, squeezing the cheeks on my rump. That low back will flatten out a little bit straighter. And then what I'm going to do is push the hands away from the body as far as I can. I'll interlace my fingers so I'm looking at my palms. And then I'm just going to stretch out as far as I can away from my body. Low back is straight, middle and upper back are rounded. I'm breathing, of course, not holding my breath, right? Always breathing. So stretching out that upper back and middle back. You may feel this a little bit in the forearms if you're really bending those wrists. Really lock those elbows. All right, nice job. One more stretch here. Chest and shoulders, front shoulders. Here, a field goal position, 90-degree angle with the elbows and the arms. And now I'm going to bring my elbows back, squeezing my shoulder blades towards my spine, really expanding my chest. And if you want, you can bring those hands together a little bit more, behind the head, behind the ears, whatever helps you, gives you a little bit of stretch. I'm going to lean back slightly, chest is out, breathing deep. Now I'm going to straighten the elbows, thumbs are back, and then I'm going to bring the wrists down and back. All right. So wrists are down and back, and I'm really trying to get nice and wide. All right, nice job. Well done. Shake it all out a little bit. All right, remember to drink some water after this. Thanks for being a part of the class today. Thanks.